Ignite the spark within oneself to light the path of holistic health.
Hello and welcome to the Holy Health Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch. Thank you for joining us today. As always, I'm joined here with the pleasant, most amazing, doer of all things, my wife, Amanda. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I feel like the word pleasant is like a sarcastic word.
Is it?
That was pleasant. You're so pleasant. I don't know. It just seems so sarcastic.
Yeah, it is often used sarcastically.
Yeah. So.
But I meant it.
Oh, thank you.
You are a pure joy.
Always.
To be around, yes.
24/7.
There's never a moment that is not joyful.
I know. That's how I exist, too. Just emitting joy from my insides out at all times.
If only we could all be that way.
I know. What can I say? I'm blessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So I have a question for you today.
What's up?
What is your favorite animal?
Favorite animal, like in general, just favorite animal?
Yes.
For no specific reason?
Just your favorite
what
animal.
I like the best?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a stumper. My favorite animal. Well, I was just telling you the other day about how I, for some odd reason, really want to build a relationship with a horse.
So horses are your favorite animal?
I don't know if they're my favorite animal or not.
Like, what's an animal you're like, that is the coolest thing, or like, I want to be that, or something?
I don't know. I think cats are pretty sweet.
Big cats.
Like a big cat, like a panther. Like a jungle cat.
Yeah.
Jungle cat would be sweet.
It would be cool.
Like a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at this thing here. This thing. I mean, these are like miniature tigers, right?
Kind of, but not quite the same.
Extremely domesticated version.
Definitely. Yeah.
But I think Stella was a panther somewhere.
In a past life?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So,
she has the attitude for it, so.
I'd go with cats.
Cats are cool.
Yeah. Not like house cats, but like
big cats.
Generally like the cat species.
Felines.
Yeah.
I like it.
They're pretty cool. They're cool to watch. They got the best movement patterns.
Definitely.
They got claws, they got fangs, they got speed, agility.
They sleep all the time.
All they do
which
is
you would
sleep.
love.
I love that. They do nothing all day.
Yeah.
Except for eat.
Yeah.
I could get down to that.
I know. Yeah.
I'm so hungry today. I don't know what's going on.
I was hungry too. I attributed it to your hard workout yesterday, which actually did not make me sore at all.
Yet.
I guess.
There's still time.
But I did hard yoga today, so now we won't know what makes me sore.
Yeah, way to go.
Whoops.
Ruined it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. We did a little workout. I trained you.
Yeah. Got a Trainer Mitch session.
Yeah, that hasn't happened ever.
Not officially like that. I mean, we would go to the gym together and you would be like, do that, and I would do that type of thing. But like, actually, personally training, no.
Yeah. How'd I do?
Good. You kept getting me mixed up, though.
Yeah, I was a little rusty.
But
A little rusty in my
like lefts
positions.
and rights, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I was like, oh, wait a second. We're screwed up.
Yeah. Other than that, it was good. How'd it feel? Stepping back into that role.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
We've talked about doing a hybrid workout class together. So like some yoga and some fitness stuff. Which we've done, I think, 2 or 3 back in the day. We should go back and watch them. Because I don't even know what they would be like. It would be interesting to see. But
Probably cringy.
We talked about that. Let us know if you're interested. I don't know if we'll do it or not.
We don't usually do anything we talk about. So
I mean, I am doing a lot as it is. I have a lot of output happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I can add more.
Between working and doing this podcast, which doesn't seem like much at all, it's enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, the podcast, there's so much that people don't even see behind the scenes that you don't even do with the podcast.
Yeah, and between working out, making sure that I'm happy, and then making sure that you're happy,
taking care of
and
you,
then going to work,
yeah,
and then doing a podcast, and then like other stuff. It's like
it's a lot.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, a lot of output.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot behind the scenes with the podcast. I mean, I have hours in editing it, and if we did more promo, that would be a time suck too. So, lots behind the scenes other than just the file that you listen to or watch. But yeah, that's the name of the game. But yeah, I have a lot of output happening right now. So adding on another workout, maybe I could probably do it. But will we? Don't know.
Yeah, I thought it would be a fun idea just to
maybe like a here and there
play around with. More so like between me and you, like to see how it would look.
Yeah.
And if it's not something that we like, then it just would never come to fruition.
Yeah, fruition. Yeah, so we'll see.
I thought about that the other day and I just started laughing.
Yeah. Who said that? I can't remember. That
was a coworker of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of using the word fruition, he used fruitation. Nobody said anything or called him out on it. And I just started dying laughing. I couldn't hold it in.
Isn't that weird how, people won't... I mean, it's so interesting. People don't correct other people a lot of times. But then if you do correct somebody else, then it's kind of, cringy to do that.
Well, I was talking to somebody about it today at work. He had stuff on his face, underneath his nose. And it was, gray grout that he uses when he's working. And I was like, hey, you got a bunch of grout under your nose. He's like, oh, really? He's like trying to get it off and it's dried on there at this point. And he's like, dude, that's been on there for so long. Nobody said anything. I was like, dude, nobody around here says anything to anybody. Everyone just talks shit behind everybody's back.
Yeah. Did you see Grouty Greg over there? It's all over his nose.
Yeah. Just letting it go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I like the truth better.
Yeah.
I mean, the honest, hurt your feelings truth is so much better.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to hurt somebody's feelings, but I mean, I'll call you out on words that you say or things like that. I'm like, that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then I briefly second guess myself and I'm like, no, I know I'm right. And I am. You're like, no. And I'm like, I'm not sure. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm right. Okay.
Well, sometimes words are so old. I read old books and sometimes there's old words in there that nobody uses anymore. And then I say it and you're like, what? And I'm like, it's a thing.
Yeah, but I guess it depends.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about our four-legged friends.
We are.
The children that are not human.
Yes.
I was talking to a lady at work today about her children that aren't human as well. And I was just trying to figure out a little bit. I was like, what's up? What's your story? You got kids, you got husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, what's your deal? She's like, I got 2 dogs. And I was like, oh yeah, what kind? She's like, they're mutts. And it's I was like, what does that mean? Are they a pug? Is it something? He's like, yeah, it's a mutt. I was like, and? What does that mean? She's like, what do you mean? And it's like, what are they? She's like, oh, it's it's like a mix of like 6 different things. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that is a mutt. But then we started talking about Lily a little bit because she said she wanted a German Shepherd, and I was like, don't. You don't want one. They are very high maintenance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always, well, the past 10 to 12 years, I would say, I was like, German Shepherds forever. And now I'm like, I might try something else.
Yeah.
Not because Lily's terrible, but there's a lot that wraps up into a shepherd.
Yeah. I've always said it, and I've always felt this way. But like a pure blood, pure bred, whatever that means, dog, they don't seem to live as long as like a mutt.
Yeah, I mean, that's been my experience. Definitely. I don't know what everybody else's experiences are, but that's definitely been my experience.
You talk to people out in the world, you ask them, like you get on that subject, everyone has the same opinion.
Well, I wasn't going to go here yet, but when it comes to breeders, there's a lot of awful breeders who should not be breeding to animals that are not doing the proper genetic testing, and so they're just breeding these, the same group of dogs essentially, and creating tons of problems within the dogs. So then not only do the dogs suffer throughout their lives, but then the owners also suffer. Mm-hmm. And so it's really disgusting and gross, and I'm sorry if you're a breeder person, but I'm not like a super fan. I mean, I understand. I'm not totally anti-breeding because I think it should exist, and we need to keep that a thing. Like, I still want there to be German Shepherds and Great Danes and Greyhounds and whatever that is. Like, that's fine. But you should have to, like, go to school to breed animals. You should have to be certified of some sort.
Lily agrees.
Yes. Like, you shouldn't just be able to be like, yeah, let's just put these 2 dogs together and, like, see what happens. Like, there's just so much that is wrapped up into that can create a lot of problems that I think it's very reckless and irresponsible.
Yeah, I think at the very least there should be regulation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily need to go to school per se, but there should be a certain set of instructions that, if that's your business, totally fine. You should be able to do that. It's America. Freedom, pursuit of happiness, whatever. If that's what you want to do, here's the criteria. Like testing, make sure this, make sure that, whatever it is. I don't know what it would be.
Well, I feel like you need some type of certification and education to be able to know that. Like, you need to back up your genetic testing with explanations to people to kind of sell the product, essentially. Like, we did the testing on the mother and father, and here's what came out. So, like, everything's good. And, like, that's not a guarantee that nothing's going to happen to the dog, of course. But, like, you're further down the road of that not happening than you are if you just plop some dogs together and hope for the best. Mm-hmm. Like, there are genetic susceptibilities to a lot of dogs. German Shepherds are a big one.
Yeah. You're never going to be perfect, with stuff like that.
No, but I think you need to be educated on the dog, the breed. Like, you need some type of certification. You don't have to go to college for 4 years, but you need some type of certification to do this in a proper way. That's what I think. It might be extreme, but I don't care because I've had 2 dogs that have major health problems. And I believe they're both from bad breeding.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. I think Lily's a rare breed. Obviously, she's a white German Shepherd.
Definitely.
And I don't really think that that's a dominant trait for German Shepherds to be white. So she already has the recessive genes for the white hair.
Yeah, but not all white-haired German Shepherds have the SOD1 gene mutation.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
Because
sounds right though.
Lily has degenerative myelopathy, which is Very popular in German Shepherds, I think Golden Retrievers, definitely Corgis, Pugs maybe, I think too. I mean, any dog can get it, and there are outliers that, like, a mutt has gotten it type of thing. Like, anybody, it can happen, but it's more likely to happen in Shepherds and those other breeds. So I feel like if you're breeding Shepherds, you should be testing to make sure that you are not breeding two dogs to create a dog that potentially has DM.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
That seems like common sense.
Yeah, we did look it up pretty recently, though. They are doing some type of legislation working on breeding and that area, at least.
Yeah, I hope they take everybody down. I do.
The whole beagle thing, the beagle breeding farms, whatever that whole thing is, for research studies, for human tested, whatever the hell, that's like the dumbest thing ever. Like, I'm sure that's something that started way back early 1900s. Like, oh, we're going to test it on an animal. And then, like, it just started happening, and it kept happening, and it became standard in, like, the science community. And, like, nobody ever questioned it then. And it just was like, yeah, we're going to test this on beagles. Like, how does that transfer over to human at all? Like, how do we know that this isn't going to have a reaction? Like, it's going to have a reaction to a dog, but what if it wouldn't have one to a human?
I mean, I guess it's just one step towards safety.
Like, oh, we're going to test it on a living thing now. Like, couldn't you, like, I mean, we have so much information now. Like, my thing about it is, we know all these different chemicals. We know the structures of them. We know there's this many carbon, this many hydrogen, this many this and that and that and that and that. Like, we can dissect it down to the molecule of what these things are. And we know that certain things are not good and certain things react a certain way to humans. So, like, why are the dogs needed in today's world? Like, at this point.
I mean, they're not, but we practice barbaric medicine practices of all sorts still. So.
Yeah, there's some dark corners out there in the research science field.
Definitely.
Yeah, like the missing scientists. I'm listening to...
I don't know anything about this.
You don't know? You haven't seen that on House and Habit stories and stuff?
I don't pay much attention. I don't really care.
Yeah, there's like these missing scientists. They allegedly have been working on the similar projects.
Oh yeah, I remember
like
this.
With fusion, which is like basically coming after the entire oil industry, like fossil fuels. So like you have a guy that's discovering something that could potentially put that out of business, and now he's dead or missing, or something bad like that. But yeah, there's some dark stuff out there.
Definitely
happening all the time in a lot of different areas, and even the dog area, like
especially the animal area.
The Anthony Fauci stuff back in 2020, like when he was on trial or whatever. It wasn't 2020, but it was after. He like got in trouble for the research that he did with like torturing beagles, like trapping their heads inside of a box with like fleas or something, and like the fleas ate their faces. Like something crazy like that. Like, what are you testing?
The way that we treat animals is disgusting.
Yeah.
Don't get my vegan riled up. Yeah, I mean, puppy mills, backyard breeders, it's all disgusting.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I mean, the puppy mill thing is huge because it's like these people, a lot in Pennsylvania and Ohio near us, breed animals, have them in awful situations. Like you show up to buy one for a couple $1,000 and like you can't go see like where the dog's living, or like you think you're seeing it, but it's actually not the real place that it's living. And it's just like you're essentially rescuing the dog, but you're also contributing to the problem.
Mm. Double-edged sword.
Yeah. So they just need taken out completely.
Yeah, I think there definitely needs to be some government step in.
Yeah, because I mean, we have so many dogs, and then we have the stigma from rescuing. We also have a stigma for buying from a breeder, which I lean towards that judgment. But a lot of people don't want a dog from a shelter because they might have a lot of issues, and you don't know where they came from, or people want a puppy, even though there's like 5 million puppies all over the place in shelters. Like, there are so many excuses, I guess you could say, as to why people would prefer to buy. And I don't buy any of them. Any of the excuses.
Yeah.
But I see, like I said, I see why breeding's important. Like, if you're getting a service dog, you probably are getting it from a reputable breeder who can make that happen and do all the testing and everything like that. But in general, I'm not into it.
Yeah, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it.
Yeah, there's just so many animals that need homes, that are in shelters and in bad situations because of the issues with like overbreeding and things like that. Like Lily came from, I'm pretty sure she came from a puppy mill, but her mother was dropped off at the shelter pregnant, and then she went into a foster home and had the puppies, and then when they were old enough, the shelter adopted them out and adopted the mother out. So there was 10 dogs, because there were 9 puppies plus the mother. 10 dogs that needed homes because some guy decided, like, for whatever reason, to give up the mother and continue on with whatever stuff that he was doing. Right there, 10 dogs. It's crazy.
That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah. I know. That's just from one dog. One dog shows up, and then now we have to find homes for 10 dogs.
Yeah, it seems crazy. Like, how many... Do dogs outnumber humans?
I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of different places in the country where there are a lot of dogs that are just running free. Like, they don't have anybody take care of them. They don't have anywhere to go, type of thing. And they just are breeding. Especially in Texas. I think it's a big problem in Texas.
Like wild dogs.
I mean, kind of. Like, yeah, they're just existing out in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they're breeding too. And then you just have more and more. And then they have a bunch of health problems and all kinds of stuff. So it's a whole thing. But yeah.
Does New York have a dog problem?
New York State? City?
City. Like, is there wild dogs?
I don't think.
Isn't that in the movies?
What movies?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't there like wild dogs in the movies in the city?
I don't know what movies you're talking about. I have no idea.
What about Lady and the Tramp?
I don't know. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, but the idea has to come from somewhere.
I mean, LA, Spencer Pratt talks all about the poor dogs in LA in that situation.
Yeah.
I've never seen a wild dog in New York.
I don't know.
And I've been across all the boroughs and spent a lot of time there. And
like, there's like a specific area that they hang out.
Maybe. I haven't been there. I mean,
Maybe it's just in the movies.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Might be a thing. Who knows? But where do you want to go from here?
You are co-hosting today.
I'm co-hosting every day. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did we talk about so far? Are you talking about that? Vets do not create standard of health, food thoughts. So I think we should talk about our furry friend.
Our furry friend.
Yes.
The white one.
The white one.
Not the cats.
The infamous Lily.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Just like her journey, like what we've done with her so far, and like the struggles we've had different issues that have come up. Just everything.
Okay, so the struggle started before I met you, which is crazy. But
Really?
yeah, I mean, she's always had some digestive problems. And when I first got her, I remember she was so itchy. The shelter had her on Purina something. Puppy, probably. Purina puppy food. And she was so itchy. And she would throw up bile a lot. I didn't understand what was happening at that point. And so I switched her food. I switched to another kibble. I switched to another kibble. I switched to another kibble. It was like bouncing around to all these kibbles. And like the itching went away. And I went for higher quality kibbles because we can talk about that later. But Purina is perfectly balanced, but that doesn't mean that it's healthy. So I switched her food a ton. And then I started to cook for her. And when I did that, things got better for the most part, but I discovered that when she had an empty stomach, she would throw up bile. So, like, she started to get a snack at night. Well, then we met, and, like, that was pretty much, we were doing good for the most part. And I think it was in 2022, maybe, she started throwing up and pooping blood, like, a lot, excessively. And it would be like spurts. So it wasn't like all the time, but it would be like Lily's having a flare type of thing. And so then she would be having like bloody diarrhea and like throwing up all the time for like a week straight. Initially, we went the conventional route because that's what you do, I guess, when you don't know any better, especially. And they would give her specific medications, Serenia, metronidazole, and send us on our way. So basically, they would stop the vomiting and the diarrhea, which if you think about it from a holistic standpoint, the body is trying to expel these things for a reason. And so stopping that, unless it's like a dire situation, is like not optimal. You're just creating further suppression, essentially. But we didn't know that at the time. So, I mean, I knew that I didn't like to stop it, but I didn't have any other option. So that went on. She did some overnight stays at the emergency vet. They pumped her full of all kinds of stuff, and we had tons of issues with all of that. And we started to work with a Chinese medicine doctor, vet, and she had us do a fecal transplant, which was just little pills of other dogs' poop. And I don't remember how long you do it for. I feel like it's a month, but I don't know for sure because it's been so long.
Came in a bottle, so
yeah,
probably
it's
like
just
60
capsules. I'm not
something.
sure how long, but you just and they test it. It's like a legit company. It's safe. It's the whole thing. So it's basically to repopulate the gut with a better foundation.
Flora.
Yes, and so we did that, and that like changed the game.
Seemed to help a lot.
That was like the beginning of a shift.
I mean, we also changed her diet completely,
yes,
too, around the same time.
Around that time, we went from cooked to raw.
Yeah.
Which was a big jump because it seems so it's so intimidating.
It is so intimidating.
And it's definitely more of an investment.
It's a huge investment.
I mean, it's about
relatively.
It's about the same price as cooked as what we were doing cooked, but now we don't have to cook. But it's more than kibble, definitely. And I'm sure you could probably like go to the store and shop sales and like do your little DIY thing, but that's not me. And so we switched to raw after a ton of research, a ton of desperation, essentially. I was like, we got to do this. So went raw and did not have any more issues.
I thought it was crazy that the one trip that she had to the emergency vet, which was a pretty good one, we basically came to the conclusion that she was having like pancreatitis. It's like big flare-ups with the pancreas, super inflamed, and like making her experience all those symptoms, you know? And I don't know what the use of this drug would be for dogs, but Lily was on fentanyl at the emergency vet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really? Like,
We didn't know this until we checked her out and got the receipt, the rundown of like what all she had.
Like, what is the benefits of fentanyl other than pain?
I would assume maybe to like chill her out, like relax her.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that was a very traumatic experience for her because she's never stayed away from home and like she wasn't feeling good and I wasn't there, and so I'm sure that was like a stressful, she's freaking out type of thing. So maybe it was for something like that. I don't know. I never asked because I got the receipt and we were home by that point and I never called. Well, I did call because she was seeping poop for days after that. And they said it was just the medication and it should stop.
Yeah, she had some nasty poop.
It was just seeping out of her.
Yeah.
It's gross. So that was, probably 3 or so years ago when we resolved all of that. And then everything was okay until August of last year when I noticed that she was limping, kind of limping.
She was knuckling.
Yeah, she just would go outside. Her leg was moving weird, her back leg. And we talked about this a little bit in a previous episode, which I can link down below, but she was moving her back leg weird and I was like, "Oh my god, something's wrong." And everybody's like, "You're being paranoid. She's fine." And I'm like, "No, something's wrong." So we go to the vet and the vet's like, "She has a fibrocartilaginous embolism." And he assured us that it's a non-progressive thing. It's like a stroke, but it's not a stroke. And he gave us some physical therapy exercises and sent us on our way. And so we went on our way and we did the exercises and like nothing was happening. And we kept seeing him and he's like, "Yeah, it's an FCE. Yeah, it's an FCE. Like wherever she's at within 6 months is like where she's going to be for the rest of her life." And I was like, I don't believe this. So she's been working with a homeopath for some mental fears. And so we started working with a homeopath about this as well. And I think it was like end of December. We saw the vet and he's like, "Yeah, it's an FCE." And I was like, "No, it's getting worse. Like she's definitely progressing negatively." And so I scheduled acupuncture, which we had to wait a while to get in because there's not that many acupuncture places around here. So the day finally came to do the acupuncture. And at this point, both legs are doing weird things. And so I'm all excited about the acupuncture. I think it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. And the acupuncture vet is like, "No, like this is totally progressive. This is DM." And I was like, "What? Are you serious? No way." So she spent a lot of time talking with us and everything. And she did the treatment, but she wanted us to give Lily gabapentin to do acupuncture. And when you're doing energy work, I don't think you should be taking like hardcore pharmaceuticals like that. And so that just didn't seem like it would cancel each other out, and it really wasn't worth it, especially because we had to drive an hour and a half to do it. And it was just like such a big thing. And she's already presenting with this big health problem. So like putting more stuff into her system doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
Yeah. More burden.
So
the liver and all of her organ systems have to filter that out. I mean, it's going after the nervous system whenever you're taking drugs like that. So
yeah, so degenerative myelopathy is essentially like human ALS. So she will slowly become paralyzed. Super fun. So we got her into underwater treadmill, which is supposed to be really supportive. And basically the vets were like, "Sorry, there's nothing we can do. Like, have fun, bye." And so I got her into underwater treadmill and I did a bunch of supplements and homeopathy and everything. And I actually wrote a Substack about everything that we are doing and have done. So if you're interested or if you are dealing with this, I hope you're not, but if you are, then you can check that out. I'll link it down below. But that's kind of Lily's situation and story. She's had a lot of struggles, a lot of health issues in her life, no fault of her own, and we've done the best to kind of heal them and mitigate them as they occur, but I think a lot of it is due to genetics.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So.
Yes, she's lucky that we are her parents. Because
Yeah.
if she was, with any other family, I don't know how much more life she would have in her,
Mm-hmm.
Like, even years ago.
For sure.
Like, most people, I think, would have given up on her. And, like,
I'd be curious to
throw
know
their
where
hands up.
the siblings are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, growing up, I mean, go off on a tangent here about dogs, but growing up, I always had dogs, and they were outside dogs. You remember back in the day when we had dogs that didn't live in the house, they lived outside?
Never.
Like, that was like a whole thing. Dogs have slowly transitioned to the hierarchy of children. Like, they have replaced children. And it's pretty crazy if you think about it that way. That, like, a lot of animals or pets are pretty much equivalent with children. Like,
Definitely.
Like, for me and you, we don't have human children. We have furry ones. And we treat them very well. Like, we spoil them rotten. We treat them as if they are our children. We walk Lily. The amount of responsibility that we have for these animals is through the roof. Like, we take 100% full responsibility for these animals. They live in our house, and we clean up after them. Everything. We do everything that we do that other people would do for their children, is what I'm trying to say. But I always had dogs, and I can see the progression of how things went. And, like, the fact that we're here in this position is, like, an interesting one. But childhood dogs, we just fed them random stuff, like dad's kibble from the local store, pick up a big 50-pound, 80-pound bag of it or whatever, biggest bag you can get, and scoop 2 big scoops in their bowl, and here you go, get after it. And I don't know, the one dog that lived outside lived forever. And then, well, I think the other one, it was outside too, but it was mean. It got loose and bit somebody, so I think we had to put it down. But some of the other dogs that we had, like, we fed them food that they're definitely not supposed to eat, and they still lived. And we had no clue, to be honest. We were very, like, irresponsible with how we raised our dogs. And, like, I can see the progression of, like, dogs' health and humans' health. They're kind of on the same track.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we got away with it for a long time. Humans, we got away with it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
1960, the microwave was invented. All the fast food, the quick, easy, fast, prefab food started around 1960s. And all those people that grew up in that time and lived during that time and that were adults during that time, they all got away with it. They ate whatever they wanted. They were good. They were healthy. They lived a long time, relatively speaking, without a lot of issues. And as humans, we got away with that for a long time. And now we're really starting to see the effects of, like, wait a second. What we eat and put into our bodies is really costing us a lot. like costing us money and costing us our health and our longevity. And the same is true for dogs. Like, I'm seeing the same things in dogs. Like, you ask anybody, like, dogs are seemingly getting unhealthier and sicker just like we are. So if we apply the same problems that we have to the dog, like, oh wait, maybe it's our food, maybe it's our, you know, our lack of physical activity, maybe it's our lack of sleep, maybe it's our environment, maybe it's all of these things. And then it's like, wait a second, well, what about our dogs? What are our dogs eating? What are our dogs drinking? How much, like, time do dogs get outside? Are they exercising? One of the worst things that I see is an obese dog.
Yeah, I feel bad.
That's like torture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't
It's
have an
animal
obese
abuse.
dog.
Yeah.
Like, that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You are overfeeding that animal. They do not need.
And under exercising.
And like, the fat that grows on them, it's not like human fat. Like, humans, we have like a lot of subcutaneous fat. Like, I feel like when it comes to dogs, it's visceral, which is like, it's like the protective fat around the organs and stuff. That's why they get huge, like they like bloat out, But like, if you grab their skin, it's still like the same skin. It's like in their ribs, which is where all the organs are at. And like, I don't know, that's just inhumane.
I mean, it's very evident that humans' lifestyles are affecting animals, especially dogs. Like, say you get your dog kibble, which if you do, it's totally fine, whatever. Like, I am not like as, I don't know.
I wish we could feed kibble.
I'm not as strongly opinionated about food as I am about the breeding issues, but if you're feeding kibble and you're feeding like a very standard brand, typically it's genetically modified corn, usually soy, corn. The first ingredient I guarantee will probably be corn. It will be like right up there at the top. There's tons of filler, tons of synthetic vitamins to make it, like I said earlier, perfectly balanced, which is what everybody says about Purina. Purina is perfectly balanced. And it's like, okay, that sounds great. That looks great on a piece of paper, but implementation isn't the same thing. So if you're eating kibble every single day, you're eating this perfectly balanced food every single day, you are not getting diversity and variety in your life and in your diet. Especially kibble is extremely dehydrating. I mean, it's dried chunks of food. Like, it's very dehydrating. So like, a lot of times you'll see kibble dogs poop a ton more than a raw dog, or they drink a ton of water, and they're trying to make up for what was lost, essentially, or not given to them. So kibble has a lot of filler, and there are some good ones out there. There are some high quality ones out there. You're going to pay for them, but I did kibble with Lily for quite a while. It just doesn't work for her. And I think that's the case for a lot of dogs. And it makes sense. Like, if you as a human are eating processed food all of the time, which kibble is a processed food, you're going to feel the impacts. You're going to see the impacts.
For sure.
So what do? We go to the vet, we go to the doctor, and then they just give us medication for it.
Yep.
It's like, oh, your dog, well, that's a good food. Purina is a good food. No offense to Purina. I keep bringing them up. Hills is a good food. Whatever is a good food. But your dog's having diarrhea? Well, we'll just give them Serenia. So Serenia will stop the diarrhea. Boom, done. And you can do that with everything, just like we do as humans. You go to the doctor, they have a medicine for that. A medicine, quote unquote. And then you have the whole vaccine conversation, which is a whole other thing. But dogs, just like people, are getting all of these vaccines that, like, do we actually need all of these vaccines? Lily, she'll never have another one in her life, but she had her core puppy ones. And then I did rabies exemptions for the rest of the time. And you're supposed to do them every year, but we aren't going anymore because if anybody tries to vaccinate her at this point, that won't go well.
That'd be stupid.
So, but every year we would go to the vet to get the rabies exemption, and they would want to titer test her. And so titer testing can show you the antibodies that the dog has. And I know there's some controversy around it, whatever. But every single year, hers is holding strong. And it's been years since she's had a rabies vaccine.
There's so much evidence and research about that. Like, people dedicate their life to that cause.
Yeah.
Of, like, one shot, one rabies is enough.
I mean, animals...
You only ever need one.
Yeah, animals do not... They live what? A dog will live at most, 17 years? At most, if you're lucky.
17 shots.
Well, no, they would
insane.
get them every 3 years, usually. Like, you get them
still.
as you're a puppy, and then you get them every 3 years. But if you are titer testing, I bet you would be surprised that you do not need this rabies vaccine. But the government will tell you that you need this rabies vaccine every single year. Well, the state, depending on what state you're in. You need this rabies vaccine, not every year, every 3 years, or every year, depending on what stage you're at with your dog. But it's unnecessary. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff that's happening. And it's interesting because with rabies, so with Lily specifically, Lily is not outside by herself, ever. Never, ever.
Well, that one time she was, and there was a major meltdown.
Definitely, yes. So, other than the one time, she is not outside by herself. If she is getting potentially bit by something rabid, whoever is with her is as well. We are at just as much risk. And I think you have to assess the risk and know the titer levels and everything like that. And there's so much that you can do, even homeopathically, with homeoprophylaxis to build that immunity to these certain things, which is a whole other conversation. But there's so many alternatives and other methods and routes that you can go other than getting a rabies shot for your dog every single year. But because of the state legalities, people are put into a really hard spot. Because if you want to go to a dog groomer, or if you need to board your dog, or if you want to take it, even like renting, like some places to rent, you have to show like proof of vaccination. And so there are so many ways that you're like kind of cornered into being like forcing you to get your dog a rabies vaccine, which is absolutely insane. Where's RFK? He needs to get on this immediately.
Yeah, there's people talking about it and working on it. I think it's...
Like, you should be able to show titer proof of immunity and not have to get the vaccine. Like, if you can show that, if you can prove it, why do we have to continue?
Yeah.
But if you are in a circumstance where you have to get the vaccine for whatever reason, or you feel like you need to, there is a thimerosal mercury-free one. It is like the quote-unquote cleaner one. I'm pretty sure you can request it at a lot of vets, and they will order it in. You probably have to pay more, but they will order it in for you. Or you need to find a holistic vet that you can go to so that they can give you that one, because it is a better option, let's just say. And if you are doing that, depending on where you go, that you can also, or if you can source it, a homeopathic remedy called Lysin, Lyssin, I believe, is made from rabies, and it can help to detox the rabies vaccine.
I was going to say, doesn't the one vet we go to give us one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gave that. So that is that. I don't know how we got there, but food. We're talking about food. So food, back to food.
Food to vaccines.
Yeah, so kibble, there's a lot of clean kibble, but just thinking about it from the process perspective, like, kibble is a processed food, period.
Yes.
That's it. So, like, how would you feel to eat processed food all the time, forever and ever? And then you have cooked food. So there's a lot of good cooked options. There are even some like vitamin and nutrient packs that you can get from different places to make it quote unquote perfectly balanced. And then same with raw. Like, you can get a pre-made blend. You can get blends with vitamins added in, or you can go completely DIY. I think with raw and cooked, it's best to start basic. So what I started with cooked food was, I don't remember the book's name, but it's Dr. Judy Morgan. She's a vet, and she has a Chinese medicine book, and she is famous for the pup loaf, is what it's called. And so she has a lot of good options and recipes that you can use to cook for your pet or to make it raw for your dog. So I would start with her if you're cooking or wanting to do a DIY raw. But for us, I didn't want to do DIY raw because it felt very overwhelming.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it felt very stressful.
It's too much.
So I found a company that we've been using for a while.
And I think it would be more expensive if we did it ourselves, to be honest.
I don't know. Some people say it's cheaper. I don't know. I guess
like
it depends where you're
resource-wise,
sourcing.
like you'd have to source your own hearts, kidney, like you have to source your own
You have
organs.
to blend it up. You have to separate it all.
Get the meat, blend it, do it, chop it, time.
It's just not, that's not us.
That's crazy talk.
I know. Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, we already do too much
Some people do, and you can find tons of people on Instagram that make these like amazing looking bowls, like raw dog bowls, like to feed their dogs. I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Those are cool,
Yeah, but we don't do that.
No.
We buy from Oma's Pride is the name. I've also looked into We Feed Raw, but we've stuck with Oma's. And
I think Oma does a really good job. They do a good business. They customer service is great.
Yeah.
Everything's like laid out for you. It's super simple. Comes in like a square packaged like plastic wrap. It's all frozen.
And it's affordable enough.
Yeah, it stores well.
I think it's like, for Lily, what's Lily, 50, 60 pounds? It's like it's like $45 a week is what it costs to feed her. Yeah. So we do Oma's. They have, I think it's called Wolf Complete. So they have a blend that has synthetic vitamins to make it complete, to make it balanced, essentially, by the guidelines. And then they also have just basic without the vitamins in it. And that's typically what we get Lily, because Lily is so sensitive and she has had a lot of reactions to synthetic vitamins. So it's like a very good reminder of individuality, because some dogs I'm sure do fine on synthetic vitamins. Other dogs, it just doesn't work. So I like that they provide both options, and we mix it up with the proteins. But we also do raw goat milk for her, and then give her some raw egg, different toppings. We'll give her treats, stuff like that.
Even the raw egg was like a barrier to get past at first. Because, I don't know, I mean, you see people online drinking raw eggs. Rocky Balboa, famously drinks raw eggs.
Could you drink raw eggs?
No.
Yuck.
And salmonella is a thing that is talked about a lot with eggs and chicken. It's naturally occurring, they say. But how often are we cracking eggs on our counter? It's on our hands, touching things.
Yeah, I'm not scared of salmonella from eggs.
Yeah, eggs, I don't think it's real scary. It can happen, I guess, but I think it's really, really rare. And I think it's only in the manufacturing side of things.
We have chicken backyard eggs, so I think it's a little different. But yeah, the egg was a mental thing for me. I was like, ew, this is really gross, but she loves it.
Yeah, even the cats. If you crack an egg in a dish, cats will lick it up too.
For sure.
Do a little yolk action.
Yeah, Stella loves Lily's raw food.
Yeah.
She'll tear it up.
Yeah. Molly will too sometimes.
Which cats are carnivores. I mean, dogs and cats are too, but cats for sure are carnivores. They cannot exist without meat.
Yeah. What do they eat? They can't really eat anything.
They're carnivores. They like to hunt their mice and do their thing,
Yeah.
But yeah, they both They both enjoy a little bit of that. So that's what Lily eats. I think it's great to know the options, though, and to also know that, like, raw seems intimidating, and other than the barrier to entry with the cost, it's... I would feed raw again. I will definitely feed raw again. Like, that's going to be the baseline from here on out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, it just makes sense. Like, that... doesn't it make sense? Like, if she's out in the wild...
Well, yeah.
She's
makes
eating
perfect sense.
She's eating raw food. She's eating raw meat. Like, nobody's cooking for her. Nobody's bringing her kibble. Like, she's hunting and eating it.
Yeah.
So raw will be the baseline from here on out.
Yeah, it's just like the dog, especially different breeds, has become so far removed from the wolf that it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And like a German Shepherd is pretty similar to a wolf looking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have that. You have huskies. You know, a big scary dogs. You know, they're obviously like predators to some degree. But we have like these little poodles, little miniature things, corgis. It's like special little dogs that you put in your purse. That thing's not surviving.
Yeah, no.
Should that also be living on a carnivore diet because it's technically, part of the species?
I mean, I think all dogs should.
Yeah. So it's...
Wait, and...
I don't know. It's interesting.
The thing... So, we're talking about this and talking about with dogs. Well, the cats eat kibble.
Mm-hmm.
So, the cats are kibble. They have other stuff. Like, they'll have some egg and some meat and stuff. But there is kibble in the bowl at all times. And I made that decision because I want to be able to leave the house for extended periods of time and not have to organize feeding schedules for the cats.
Yeah, it would be just way too much.
So, like, when it comes to Lily, like, Lily cannot exist in the house alone for a week.
No.
She needs to go She needs to go out. She needs her raw food. Like, it needs to be refrigerated. It needs to be thawed from the freezer. Like, she needs things that she cannot exist by herself for a long period of time.
She is dependent.
Definitely. Cats, on the other hand, they can stay. They have a litter box. They can have a bowl of water. And they can have kibble. And they can live their life for a week if they need to.
Definitely.
And cats are so much...
That's why I like cats.
Cats are so much more sensitive to environmental changes. Like, if you take a cat somewhere, they're like, oh my god, And they adjust typically quickly, but it's just like, it's a thing. Yeah. So, that's why we primarily feed kibble for the cats, is because of that reason. And, yeah, I mean, it's a very individualized and personal reason.
And I mean, economically too, like, do we really want to have 3 animals and they're all eating raw food? They all have their own diets. Like, you can't afford that.
I mean, and that's the thing. Raw food for cats is, I mean, that's another expense. And the kibble is cheaper, even though the kibble that we get is pretty costly.
But, yeah, it's high quality stuff.
Yeah, but because they make like raw kibbles now and stuff like that. So like the kibble game has definitely stepped up. And it's, like I said, food is individualized, and I'm not as strict in my beliefs with it as some other things.
Yeah, I'm not anti. I just think, like, read your ingredients. It's just like our food, like human food. You go to the store and you're shopping on the inside of the aisles, and you grab like your packaged cereals, your snacks, anything that's labeled like as a snack or whatever. And, the first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup or corn or flour or something heavily processed like that. Imagine you eating that every day for all of your meals, because it has all the synthetic vitamins in it. It has your B vitamins in it. It has, whatever vitamin else that they put in there for it to be wholesome. And, eating that is going to cause a lot of health problems.
Yeah, you're basically eating the same thing.
Yeah, you're eating the same thing. And, like, I don't know. I was going somewhere with that, but I forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just... variety is the spice of life, is the moral of that story. Like, Lily will eat some cooked chicken and meats and even potatoes or whatever here and there. Like, she eats cooked stuff still. She's not like 100% raw. And we have a kibble for her that we've used for different training and stuff, that she'll have that as well. It's just the variety. But the foundation is solid.
For sure.
Yeah. So, and that's foundations for animals is a lot like foundations for people. It's like they need to be getting sunlight. They need to be grounding and getting outside. And that's really hard with a cat, an indoor cat specifically. But you build a catio, which has helped them to get outside. And they absolutely love their catio.
They do love being outside.
Yeah.
Getting that sunlight for them is like a drug. They love it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at...
Stella will sit out there all day.
Yeah.
And she won't come in at night.
Yeah, she loves to be out there. Like, if you look at an animal, typically, like, you have like a sun outline on the floor, like they will lay in that sun beaming on the floor. Mm-hmm. And so they need it too, but getting it through the window, like we've talked about before, isn't the same as getting it like actually outside. So we have the catio for them now, which I'm so excited about. And yeah, fresh water, high quality food, exercise, like mental stimulation. They need all of the same things that we do. They're affected by the EMFs. They're affected by mold in your house. They're affected by everything that we are affected by. They just can't communicate that.
Right. Yeah, they cannot speak.
So I think understanding that and trying to, if you're building a true foundation of health for yourself, implementing your animals into that as much as you can is like key, because that will help them to live healthier and longer lives as well.
Yeah, you gotta look out for your animal.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on.
Or they do know, but they don't have control.
Yeah, and they can't tell you, and with EMFs and stuff, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what's affecting them. If it's scientifically proven that EMFs pings your HPA axis in your brain, wouldn't you think it does the same thing to them? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're not aware of that.
Yeah. Blue light, all of the things.
But that's why, my tangent earlier was about dogs. We've seen the progression of dogs also becoming unhealthier too. Same with humans. Like, that trend probably looks pretty similar.
Definitely.
On the graph. And the introduction of EMFs into that picture too is something that a lot of people aren't going to talk about either. Mm-hmm. And, we can apply that same graph and trend, to humans as well. Like, more EMF, more disease. Humans and dogs are experiencing the same things.
Yeah.
And, not that, like, we want to be scared about it or whatever, but it's just something that, to be aware of and to think, like, oh, wow, like, that's happening to my dog too, and not, like, we're both in the same boat here.
Well, they're even more in the boat because they're home way more than you're home.
Yeah, and they don't know to not sleep by the router.
Yeah. Or you go to Walmart to get your groceries, you go to the store, you go out to dinner, you go hang out with your friends, you go here, you go there. They get a walk maybe once a day if they're lucky. Like, I know there's so many dogs that I can think of that don't even get that. Like, they get outside to go to the bathroom and then they have to immediately come back in.
Yeah.
Like, they're in, especially cats, they're in the environment all the time.
Right.
Which is why being aware and doing the best you can to kind of mitigate that is really important, because it impacts all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you said about the mental stimulation. I think I saw something scrolling one time on Instagram or whatever. Cats kind of get neglected in the ways of, like, walking and, like, physical activity stuff. Because everyone walks their dogs, everyone does, like, plays with their dogs, right? Like, oh, we'll play fetch, we'll go outside and do these things with our dogs, but we won't do that with our cats. Like, the cats just kind of, like, exist indoors. And they need that mental stimulation too. They want your playful attention. Like there for a while, when Molly was loving her springs, she's still loving them, but she was really like peeking out on the springs. There's like these little plastic springs. It's literally like a spring, like shape of a spring. And she's just obsessed with these things. And they roll on the floor. She can pick it up in her mouth. She can like bend it, twist it, and like hit it with her paw, and she'll chase it, do all sorts of stuff. And there was a point where I would like try to interact with her as she's playing with it, and she would like bring it to where I'm at and like set it down and just kind of like wait and see what I would do. And if I saw her, I'd like go out of my way and like, ready, and like kick it and like send it across the room, and she'd go chase
like
after
fetch.
it. Yeah, and like she wanted to play, and she probably would have been fine on her own, but that interaction, I feel like, was really important to her in those moments of like, oh, I can like play with this person.
Definitely. She'll do that with me where she like will like meow and like kind of hunker down, and I'll like lunge at her and she like runs real crazy. Like we've done that forever. Like it's just like a weird thing that she's like playing essentially.
Yeah. And cats need it too. We do it to our dogs. Dogs are so much easier, so I feel like they communicate with us in a different way. But the cats, they need the same thing.
Definitely.
I'm becoming a cat guy.
Definitely. Yeah. And when we first got together, you were not a cat guy.
I was not a cat guy.
You didn't like cats.
No.
Molly will turn anyone.
Molly is one of the coolest cats.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
She's loving. She does her own thing at the same time. She's interactive. She knows her name.
She's gentle. She's not going to like bite your face off.
No.
Yeah.
No. She's very tolerant. Like you can pick her up and like hold her and like pet her and whatever, and she won't like do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, she might not like it, but
she deals with it. She takes one for the team.
Yeah. And what else does she do? I just thought of something. But yeah, she's a good cat.
Definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like growing up, I always thought cats were stupid because like they don't know their name. They do their own thing. They're annoying. They either like, you never see them. And I don't know. I just never had that experience of like having my own cat.
Cats definitely know their name. If I called Molly, I bet she would come.
For sure. Both of them know their name.
Yeah, they know their names.
Molly and Stella.
And Lily knows both of their names too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's so cool. We can sit downstairs or anywhere and we can call them.
And they just
come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people, I heard it somewhere, I can't remember who, said that cats are second-class citizens of, like, the pet world, like the animal world. And they kind of get neglected. And, like, all the attention's on, like, the way the dog is, like, and dogs. And, like, there are a lot of people that don't like cats and think cats are gross or annoying or whatever it may be. And I just think they haven't gave cats a chance, Not that a cat's for everybody. I don't think dogs are for everybody either. Like it takes, you have to be a certain type of person to have a dog and like treat it well. And same with cats, but I think they get quicker judgment than dogs.
Less tolerated.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog's man's best friend, but a cat is what? Cat doesn't have a label.
No.
Just a cat.
It's its own being.
Yeah.
Independent.
As it should be.
Anything else you would like to add to our animal conversation?
Yeah, I mean, the fundamentals is an interesting thing to think about because we don't really think of our pets' health in the same way that we think about our health. Human health and pet health are extremely similar in what they need, to be optimal. We're both connected to nature. We both require those things. We're both biological things. We're both mammals. Like, we need certain things in order to survive and to thrive. And it's just been part of the culture forever to feed your dog a certain thing. And I think if anything we take that the listener would take from today's episode is thinking about what you feed your dog. And hopefully you source something, you feed your dog something that isn't mostly corn or some other type of filler like that. Corn, soy, like those are one, plants, and two, extremely, extremely processed and GMO, sprayed, glyphosate, like all of the things, like pretty much toxic. So you're gonna feed the thing that you love in your house toxic food because of what? You don't want to spend the money on it. You don't want to invest that into your dog's health, similar to the way that you don't want to invest into your own health. You don't want to spend the extra $20 a week to buy healthier food, which I would argue spending more money on healthier food is not actually spending more money, because you're just shifting those finances to, well, instead of 5 frozen pizzas this week, I bought a bag of potatoes, 2 bags of potatoes, a bag of apples, kale, and something else for the same price, but now I have to actually cook and prepare and do all of that to eat instead of, oh, I'm hungry, open the box, put it in the oven,
Yeah, same with the kibble and the raw food.
It's the same concept.
I mean, kibble, you just scoop it out and you're on your way.
Yeah.
Raw food, it's like, okay, it's in the freezer, so it has to be in the fridge, it has to be thawed, and we have to make sure that's all good. And then you have to get it out of the fridge, you have to portion it out, you have to make sure you wash everything up because it's raw meat. And then we're topping it with some other things to make it balanced and exciting and delicious for her. And then you have to wash everything else again. So it's like a whole thing.
It's a thing. Yeah. And like, that's time. You're investing time, which is our most valuable resource, next to health.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're healthier, you have more time. If you have more time to spend, you should spend it on your health.
Yeah.
Because they're connected. They're interconnected. You get more of one from the other. Like, we should apply the same things about our health to our dogs.
Yeah, and a lot of times you can overlap those things. So say you're meal prepping and you have vegetables roasting in the oven, well, then you can be giving your dog food at that time. If you're going out for an exercise of some sort, walking, running, whatever, you can take your dog with you. Or like your dog can help you to be more active. Like if it wasn't for Lily, a lot of the winter days when it's like absolutely awful out,
oh, for sure.
It would have been real hard for me to get outside.
Oh, yeah.
But every morning at 9 o'clock, she's like, hey,
I'm ready.
It's time. You're late. Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
So, like, the animal can and should be the motivator. But a lot of times the dog gets neglected and it's like, go lay down, shut up. Like, you're being annoying. But if you actually listen to the dog and what it needs, especially depending on what breed you have, then you're understanding, like, I need to take this thing out and give it exercise. But also, I get exercise too. Yeah. So it's
and
a
give
win-win.
Myself some.
And we're connecting and we're having this experience together. Like, it's a win-win overall. And so, shutting your Wi-Fi off at night, being mindful of blue light, all of the things not only help you, but also help your pets.
Definitely.
So, foundational health across the board, thinking about it when it comes to your pets, not getting strict, doing the best you can. Like I said, raw is an investment, but there are a lot of good kibble options that are affordable enough that you can make it work.
Yeah. I mean, we love our pets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody loves their dog. Like, I hear so many stories of people that have dogs and they lose their dog and it fucks them up.
For sure.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And why wouldn't you, like, we all know this, but we still get more dogs. Like, we know we're going to outlive the animals,
Yeah.
and we're going to fall in love with them, and they're going to love us, and then they die. And then we get another one, and then the same thing happens. And first of all, why wouldn't we want the animal to live as long as it can?
Definitely.
And then to get the animal to live as long as it can in the best way that it can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I guess it depends on how you think about things, but that's how I think about things. And if you're a holy health listener, a holy health lifestyle thinker type of person, you know, I'm sure you're thinking the same way too. And like, why would you want to lose your dog early if you could prevent it?
One thing on that, something that I will do from now on and wish I would have done, is genetic testing.
Definitely.
Because
I
not,
didn't know about it. I didn't know about any of it.
I mean, I knew it was a thing, but I was like, what? Like, I don't know. I just, whatever, But now,
Like the
so,
FCE, the DM, and what's the other one?
IVDD.
Yeah, I didn't know about any of that stuff.
I mean, you don't really know about it till it hits you. Like, I didn't know about hemangiosarcoma either, and then it was a thing,
Yeah.
Like, so. But genetic testing, what is it? Wisdom, I think, is one. Embark, I think, is the other. I'm not sure. But I would do genetic testing on any dog that I got from here on out. And I will definitely adopt again. And it's not like I would adopt and do the genetic testing and then be like, I don't want this dog anymore. Like, I want the testing results to empower me to know what I can be doing preventatively.
Yeah.
Because if I would have known about what Lily has going on,
we could have got ahead of it.
I would have done things differently. I would have had her on specific supplements just in general without any symptoms. As soon as this started, I would have had her in the treadmill, the underwater treadmill. Like, I would have done things differently completely. So I think using it from an empowered place of like, oh, my dog is susceptible, highly susceptible to DM or whatever it may be. What can I do to support this system and ensure that those genes do not turn on?
Facts.
That's one thing that I will recommend and will do from here on out. I'm not doing it with, I mean, we did the genetic testing with her with the DM. That's how we kind of confirmed that it's a thing, because you can't confirm it. The only way you can confirm it is through an autopsy, like for real. So genetic testing is the one way when they're alive that you can kind of see like, oh, yep, she has it. Yeah. She has the symptoms. She has the mutation. There it is.
Yeah.
So I will be doing that in the future.
Yeah, that's one thing that's the hardest part about anything, though, is the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Like, we had how many months with her?
We had 6 months.
Yeah, of thinking that it was something else.
Thinking it wasn't progressive.
Yeah, and it was. And that whole time, like, that was some important time.
Definitely.
And, that'll be the toughest part, I think, of, like, the whole process, thinking about, well, if we did know, if, we could have done this, and, what if that happened then? And, when the craziness of life happens and the grief hits and you think about all that stuff, it's like, that's the hardest part of life that we try to deal with, and we can blame everybody and blame ourselves, and but it doesn't help. It doesn't do anything for us.
Yeah, I mean, it all happens at the right time, even though it doesn't feel like it's the right time. And there never is a right time.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, I've been grieving for 3 months. So, not that I'm ahead of it, or it's not going to continue, but I feel like I am in an accepting place of like, whatever's happening is happening. That doesn't mean it's easy to like watch it happen or whatever, but I feel like I'm more like everything happens exactly as it should. I hate when people say that, but reflecting on what happened with Roxy, my other German Shepherd, I can see that too, even though that was absolutely horrendous. I'm like, well, if it wasn't for this, and if it didn't happen like this, and if this wasn't a thing, like, it all kind of worked out perfectly, even though it was, like, absolutely awful, and I wish it wouldn't have happened, but it did.
Mm-hmm.
So, since it happened, I'm like, that happened, quote-unquote, perfectly.
Yeah.
So, I feel like this will be, and this is, like, a similar situation, where it's like, ew, I do not want this, this is awful, like, I'd rather cut my arm off, but it's probably the perfect thing.
Yeah. So, like, with the genetic testing, it's a really good idea to do, especially if you have a breed of dog that is already susceptible to these types of problems. And like I said, I never knew about it until this was a thing. So, hopefully we're helping somebody with this of like, wow, maybe I should do some testing, because when it is a nerve problem, the quicker you get on it, the better off you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like that 6 months of time was critical and makes it a whole heck of a lot harder to make progress on when the nerve has already deteriorated to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the testing ahead of time, like we were saying, you can be preventive and you can know ahead of time. And when you see the signs presenting, you know exactly what they are and you're not surprised. It could be a game changer to get the genetic testing and to have those results. So I think that's a really good idea to do, especially if you have a German Shepherd, Golden Retriever, any type of dog that is susceptible to those types of things.
For sure, yeah. And all different breeds have different susceptibilities to different things. But even if I had a mutt, I would do the testing. Just so I know. And like anything else anything can happen, Like the mutt could have great genetics and then something could happen. Something traumatic could happen to it. Like it could be out on a exercise, we could be out on a hike and it could have a heart attack and die. Like you never know. But you're more likely to support your dog in living a long and happy life if you know what's happening. And that's like vets aren't, I mean, they are great for certain things, but you can't 100% trust the vets, which is what I did.
The same thing with the doctors, they're going to tell you what they read in the textbook, the Rockefeller textbooks.
So you can't, I was like, well, I have trust issues, and I chose to like trust the vet. And I like him in general, but I chose to trust him and I shouldn't have done that. But I'm trying to not be as neurotic as I am. But maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. But
what, being neurotic?
Yeah, just being very obsessive and paranoid.
Yeah. I mean, you're not a superhero. I mean, you don't know everything. You can't see the future and all that stuff.
We could have started stuff in August when this started and it could have progressed the same way. Like I said, you don't know. But if you have the education, that can empower you to make the proper decisions at important times.
I'll say it and I'll say it again. Education solves problems.
For sure.
If we can educate ourselves on any subject matter, especially ones that are of high problems in the world, we can solve them, or at least make sure people have informed consent and they know what to do when the situation presents itself.
Yeah.
So education is at the top of the list when it comes to any subject matter, any topic, any problem, anything in life. You should be informed.
Yeah. Stop giving all of your power outward and bring some of it back into your own hands. You can do a both and. It could be a collaboration instead of just like a tell me what to do. It's like I'm thinking this. What do you think? Or like this is happening. Do you have any guidance type of thing?
Yeah. And I mean, with AI now, everybody can be a doctor.
I guess.
But not really,
No.
But you can sound smart and sound like you know what you're talking about by doing a quick Google search. But, you don't want to be that type of person
That's not
because
integrating and implementing though, because
no.
what if I'm out in the woods and I need to know what's happening? Like, I can't look at AI. I need to know what's going on.
But if you have like questions about something and you want to learn something, it's easy to find an answer.
I guess.
Like you can use it to your benefit if you're a type of person that is overwhelmed with a lot of other things and maybe you don't find it valuable to learn to take the time to do something. AI can shorten that time.
It can, but you're not going to implement it because you're not going on the path. You're not taking the journey to actually integrate it and learn it. It's just like all the podcasts that people listen to. It's like, oh yeah, that was a great podcast. And then I'm like, well, can you summarize it? And they're like, nah, I don't know.
Well, they talked about this and something.
Well, yeah, it's like that's what's happening when you're using AI. So you can recommend that, but I'm actually not recommending that at all. You need to do some long form research and education.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that using AI is how we're going to solve problems because I don't think that that's true at all, but it can be helpful.
Maybe. Or it can be hurtful.
Yeah.
Which is what I think is happening. But
yeah, I mean, if you already... Yeah, we won't go there.
See, and that's, you can take what you want. Use the AI or don't use the AI.
Yeah. I mean, we all use it. It's happening every day.
Same with food and all of the other decisions when it comes to health.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No. Love your furry friends.
There we go. I will leave the Substack with all of the DM links of things that we have been using and implementing down below. Was there something else I was going to link? Judy Morgan, maybe? I'll link her. Is that it?
Something about the previous episode about
Oh,
something.
yeah, the previous episode where we shared a little bit more about what Lily had going on. And I think that's it. So leave us a rating and review. Share the show with somebody that you know. And with that, we will talk to you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.